दोस्ती बनी रहे अपनी दोस्ती।
करण, 2007 में आपने नरेंद्र मोदी का इंटरव्यू लिया था और वो बीच इंटरव्यू में वॉकआउट कर गए थे। क्या है उसकी कहानी?
असल में उन्होंने कूल तो कभी छोड़ा ही नहीं, क्योंकि वो कभी नाराज़ नहीं हुए, लेकिन उनकी पेशेंस बड़ी जल्दी मिट गई। लगभग 3 मिनट का इंटरव्यू था बिफोर ही वॉकड आउट। इफ़ आई रिकॉल करेक्टली, माई फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन वाज टू से टू हिम, you are 6 weeks away from your second election as Chief Minister of Gujarat. India today and the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation consider you the best Chief Minister. On the other hand, thousands of Muslims tend to look upon you as a mass murderer. Do you have an image problem? And Mr. Modi said that there were only a few people who thought in these terms, and that I said, well, it's not just a few. The truth is that the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court has called you a modern-day Nero who deliberately chose to look the other way as innocent women and helpless children burnt to death. And he said to me, but that was only a spoken comment, not a written one. So I said, but does it matter? If the Chief Justice speaks in these terms, and we bandied around like this, I also pointed out to him that out of some 4,500 cases, almost 2,600 had been transferred out of Gujarat. There were other comments that the Supreme Court had made, and I said all of this clearly suggests that it's not just a handful of people, but many others. And at that point, I think, he said to me, I'm happy for people to think like this, right? And if this is your thinking, go ahead. I want water. So I said, पानी तो आपके बगल में पड़ा, आप पी लीजिएगा. And I realized, I want water was just a bahana. He actually wanted to end the interview, and he took his mic off, and the interview finished. We then spoke for about another hour while I tried to persuade him to do the interview. He was very hospitable and sweet. He kept giving me tea and mithai and dhokla, but he wouldn't agree to do the interview. And an hour later, I left.
आपने पवन वर्मा को कोट किया है कि उन्होंने आपको बताया था कि प्रशांत किशोर ने उन्हें जानकारी दी थी कि उन्होंने नरेंद्र मोदी को आपका इंटरव्यू 30 बार दिखाया, उन्हें 2014 के चुनाव के लिए तैयार करने के लिए। लेकिन पवन वर्मा ने इसका खंडन किया है और वो कहते हैं कि इस तरह की तो कोई बातचीत हुई ही नहीं।
पवन ज़रूर डिनाई कर रहे हैं, और मैं नहीं कहूँगा कि एक दोस्त झूठ बोल रहा है, लेकिन आई विल बोरो द इंग्लिश एक्सप्रेशन एंड से पवन इज़ हैविंग अ सीनियर मोमेंट. हिज मेमोरी इज़ फेलिंग हिम. बल्कि इसी कमरे में बैठे थे, उसी कुर्सी पे, और अचानक, ये मेरे ख्याल 20 अक्टूबर 2017 की बात है, द एग्जैक्ट डेट इज़ इन द बुक, आई एम सेइंग इट फ्रॉम मेमोरी, और वहाँ बैठे हुए उनकी निगाह उस तस्वीर पे पड़ी. एंड दैट इज़ द पिक्चर ऑफ Prime Minister Modi as when he was Chief Minister, removing his mic and walking out of the interview. So Pavan said to me, is that the moment when he got up and left? And I said, yes. And Pavan said, I must tell you something. Prashant Kishore told me that he, Prashant, had made Mr. Modi watch this 3-minute clip some 20 or 30 times. They had used it as a way of teaching Mr. Modi how to handle awkward, difficult questions and awkward, difficult moments. It was therefore used as a learning device. But Mr. Modi told Prashant, I will never forget this and I will get my revenge.
और ये रिवेंज उन्होंने इस तरह लिया कि 2016 के बाद नरेंद्र मोदी तो दूर, बीजेपी के किसी नेता ने आपसे बात नहीं की।
2016 के समझेगा 8th-9th month में जिस चीज़ को मैं बॉयकॉट कहता हूँ शुरू हुई, the last interview I had with anyone from the BJP would have been Ram Madhav in January 2017. पर उसके बाद बिल्कुल नहीं हुआ. And several BJP ministers and spokesmen, they're all mentioned in the book, have confirmed that they've been told not to give interviews. And thereafter I met several leading BJP people, including Amit Shah, including Nripendra Mishra, including Ajit Doval, and it was clearly said to me that the Prime Minister thinks that you are incorrigible, that you are prejudiced, that there is no point in meeting you because you will not change. So that is the Prime Minister's prerogative. If he feels that Karan is prejudiced and therefore Karan is to be boycotted, that is the man's right. I just simply wrote about it.
बीजेपी वाले जो आप पर आरोप लगाते हैं कि आप उनके खिलाफ प्रेजुडिस्ड हैं या आपका पूर्वाग्रह है उनके खिलाफ, आप इसे सही मानते हैं?
मैं, अगर आप मुझे पूछें कि मैं प्रेजुडिस हूँ, मैं कहूँगा नहीं, मैं बिल्कुल नहीं हूँ. But I don't think anyone accepts and admits to being prejudiced. But if people think I am, obviously that is their right to do so and their prerogative. I would simply add they're wrong. I would also say that I think for a prime minister or a leading minister to boycott individual journalists is a rather petty, silly way of going about it. You may not like the human being, you may not appreciate his journalism, and that is your right. But to boycott people as a point of principle and to get your party to boycott people, not to appear on their shows, not to give interviews, is petty and childish and foolish, and in the end self-defeating.